Hey there, YouTube. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Sorry I was a bit late. I forgot to go live. I was actually just talking to myself for 10 minutes then and realised that I wasn't live. So thanks for everyone who's tuned in tonight. Let's see who we got in chat first. Right. So we've got JP, Free Rider Vapor, Savage Simon 62, Birdman, Vapor Queen Becky, and that's it so far. I can't believe I did that. Started going through a stream, not even pressing go. Right, well anyway. Now, there's a few things I want to talk about this evening. A couple was Orm's Law Show on Friday night, so hopefully most of you tuned in and watched that because that was absolutely amazing show. I learned so much from it. I got to ask Grim Green some questions, which I really enjoyed because I'm a big fan of Grim Green. I've been watching his reviews for about 8 years. Every time I wanted to look for a kit, Grim Green was the one I used to go to, as much as other reviewers like what's he called now, Indoor Smokers and Tire Vapes and Rip Tripper, and all them sort of people. But I'm really impressed that Grim Green come on. It was really good knowing and finding out stuff what's going on in America at the moment with vaping issues and how they're trying to destroy the vaping community over in America. And it's good to hear stuff about that. And it was good that when Birdman was on, was telling us about how vaping in Australia you have to get nicotine on prescription, and it makes you think like how well off we are in the vaping community in the UK because the NHS are backing vaping. They're on about sticking them on prescription. We don't know how lucky we are in the UK when it comes to vaping when other countries are having a lot of issues at the moment. Right, so I'm going to go through some kits with you, which I've got. My everyday mouth to lung device here, which is the ESA Mini. That's a lost vape. My home day-to-day kit, which is the drag-free, and I've actually put on the PMP tank because the original tank, which I've got on the Alpha, is the TPP. And I'm not a big fan of the TPP tank, to be honest. I prefer the other one. So I just put that on here. I think there was issues with bungs on these tanks. People were struggling to get them out. I'm lucky. I didn't get a bung in any of the Voopoo tanks at all. It was just great. So I use the kit quite a bit. The Alpha, it's a great little mod. My work kit is the Geek Vape Aegis Boost. I use that very regularly. It's a pod kit. I'm a bit pissed off at the moment as I'm running a 2mm pod on top of there. It did come with a 4mm pod and it was see-through and it was dead easy to fill. Obviously, I dropped it like a dick and broke it and got a replacement, and it's only 2mm and I can't see what I'm putting in. But that is my whip with it, and it's waterproof as well. Vapes nicely. £21 that. Vapid with Twisted 420 was a great reviewer, and he's still going to this day. And he actually helped me choose a device was from Smock. It was a Smock mod, and it's the M Pro Plus 80 or something like that. That was about 7 years ago, and I was decided to or not to get it. And I watched his review, and that was one of my first mods, apart from the Elite 30 when I first started going on to Sub Home. Let's see if anyone else is in chat. Thanks for everybody who's tuned in. Evening Live Lounge Liquids. And I think that's it so far. Full UK Vapor. Hiya, thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming on my live. This is only my second live on my own. Thunderbirds. I told you, Simon, I put my Thunderbirds t-shirt on. I did mention it on your show last night that I do like Thunderbirds. I don't like the cartoon. I like the original one with the puppets, which was done in like the 60s, which were done by handheld puppets. I just find it fascinating. I've got them all on DVD. I'm not bothered. I've got a Tracy Island upstairs. I use that. Well, I don't use it. It's upstairs in a box, but I've got all the Thunderbirds 1, 2, 3, and 4 to go with it, and it's in still working order. Yeah, I do like Thunderbirds. That's the nerdy side of me, liking Thunderbirds. But I grew up watching it as a kid, and it's just a classic show. Kids these days put it on, they're like, "What the fuck's that you're watching?" Well, they don't know the good things about Thunderbirds. Hey up, Jordy Vapor, and I Des Turner. Thanks for tuning in. I think you just missed it, Jordy, because I was just talking about the legendary Grim Green coming on the show on Friday and how well it went. And the show just lasted, what, 1.5 hours? And it felt like it was 2 minutes. It was just out of this world. It was great. It was absolutely an amazing show. Stingray, man. Yeah. Stingray, Stingray. I didn't mind Stingray. I like Captain Starlet. Captain Scarlet. I've actually got 6 people in today watching. Oh, it's actually gone to 7. Yeah, so everyone who's tuned in, I did come on this live quite late due to starting going on with myself and not pressing play and starting the live. And I was wondering why is no one commented in the live? And then I realised I was babbling on to myself about Grim Green for about 10 minutes uh, with a boner, and didn't realise I was live. Right, so what have I got in plan this week? I've got a review I was meant to do last week, and that was a review sent from Dispergo, but I was a bit poorly last week and I wasn't feeling myself. I had a real bad stomach and I wasn't well at all, and I couldn't even eat, so I wouldn't have been able to vape and do a review. But I have got another juice to review from Dispergo. I think it's Odyssey or something like that. I'm going to review that this week. And then obviously on Friday, Holmes Law Show back again, 10 o'clock with me, Geordie Vapor and Birdman69. We haven't clarified a guest for Friday 100% yet, but obviously you'll find out later in the week who's like our guest for tonight. Also tune in on Saturday for Savage Simon 62 show. Great show. It always goes on a little bit. Well, I did this week anyway. It went on for about 3 hours, and then I ended up going into the live after, well, the green room, if you want to call it, or the after show party till 1 o'clock, talking bollocks for about 2 hours. Well, that was interesting. Any vape shows on tonight? I think they've got Northern Union Vape Show, which is on in about 2 minutes. And I think the late night vape show might be on tonight. And then there's one on Monday. I think it's Above the Clouds. That's on Monday at 7 p.m. So what's everyone vaping tonight? Does anyone want to ask me any questions? Ah, Mr. Johnny Vape, you've been out for some scram. I hope it were good. Check 180. Hi, pal. Thanks for coming in. My lives are quite short because I'm on my own. Whose bollocks were you talking about, though? That's the question. It could have been nipples I could have been talking about. Des. I really have got to stop vaping 20% nicotine in this because I've got a head rush off this. What you vaping on tonight or on the night? Well, I'm vaping on a 20 milligram mouthful. Well, it's just a freebase menthol. It's nothing fancy. It's just a menthol that I quite get for mouth to lung. I just pop in this. So I usually just vape menthol in that. My boost, Aegis boost. This is my weight mod. I'm vaping this at the moment. I've just been a bit cheesed off because I'm only on 2 mil pods and I broke the 4 mil pod, so I've replaced it. But the plastic on top is you can't see what you're putting in, so it's a bit of a piss take. Because it did come with a 4 mil pod. I don't know how I got it in a 4 mil pod with TBD was because I'm pretty sure it's 2 mil. And obviously my drag free with a TMP tank on top. I love this kit. And then every now and then I swap on to the Vpoot Alpha mod, which is a great little mod. 218 650s. It works really well and it's really light. And on this one, I've got the TPP tank, but obviously, I don't rate this tank very much compared to this one on here. I just think it just leaks a lot, and I know people have bought it and they've got bungs in when they purchased it and they've cracked the tanks. But then again, I didn't get a bung with this. Did you have reggae sauce on your dinner? No, I had a pie. Only joking. No, I had spaghetti bolognese. But I made got a bit of a story about spaghetti bolognese actually, because I made a spaghetti bolognese tonight, and I usually do pasta bolognese because I don't really eat spaghetti. I've never been a fan of it because I get it all over my face. It's like work, and I'm like, it just goes up the wall and everything, and I can't be asked for spaghetti. Then I realised, why don't you just break it up? Mrs. said to me, why don't you just break it up into small pieces, and you'll be able to eat it a lot better. So anyway, I made a bolognese tonight with spaghetti. With small pieces of spaghetti, I snapped them to like that big, and they went down the street. And I even put some smoked bacon in it as well. And it was just really, really nice. 10 out of 10 I give for that. I might have to start doing food reviews at this rate. Right. So I'm a tease. Thanks, Des. Yeah, a lot of people think that, don't they, with the TPP. I don't rate it at all. One of my favourite tanks is a Tech Falcon. I love that tank. I think it takes M1 coils, and I've had that for about 4 years, and I think it's an amazing tank. That. And I've only got the mini one. I did have the large one with a bubble glass on it, but then I broke it, so I bought another Falcon, but the mini, and that's all right. That's only 2 mil, but the flavour from the Falcon tank is absolutely great. Sounds spot on that bolognese. Yeah, it was really good. It was, I think that's my first proper meal. That's in some middle of the week. Yeah, right, Johnny. The OG Falcon was the best stock stubborn when it came out. I'd say. I think that. I keep telling people when people say to me, "Oh, what tank should I put on this?" And they've got some shit like Smock TY, whatever you call it, TY 12 or something. What came out about 5 years ago. And I'm like, get yourself a Falcon tank. Anyway, I taught people to buy Falcon tanks. Like, fucking hell, wait, that Falcon tank's mint that. Oh, how's it so good? I said, well, I bought one and I love it. And I'll just tell anyone if I think something's shit, I'll say it's shit. That's it. The smart baby beast. That's it. I think it was good for the first week when it came out. Everyone was banging on about this, the baby beast tank. Yeah, I didn't rate it, to be honest. I did not rate that tank at all. One of my favourite actual tank is the Clayto by Aspire. I thought that was a really good tank full of flame, and I used that for quite good players. It's still old. I think I've actually still got it in a drawer somewhere with a couple of coils. Um, I, uh, I just love it. But the thing with me is uh, I'm not too good with building, and obviously that's something I'd like to try in the future. Obviously, a lot of my kits have got stock coils, and that's all I've ever used, and that's all I've ever known. Um, I do have a dripper, which I don't like talking about because I feel like I got ripped off with that kit. It's a pain in the ass, but at some point I'd like to start building my own coils. Really, that'd be interesting to do. Mechs, I'm unsure about mechs. I just don't think I'll understand the rules. I know everyone says all you need to do is learn your Ohm's law. I just don't trust myself. I don't even trust myself wiring a plug. Never mind using a mech. The Crown 3. I nearly bought one of them. My first sub tank was a Kangatech Nano. Kangatech Nano was my first sub. My first well, I got my first sub kit in about 2013, 2014. Because I decided I wanted one because I had all these Evon, Evon little atomizers and Pro Tank 1, Pro Tank 2, Pro Tank 3, all by Kangatech, and then like Spire K1 and just these little tanks what I used to stick on these tiny little batteries, and they were like 400 milliamp. And then you had a ridiculous charging cable at the bottom. And I think I had about 4 or 5 different batteries, and that's what I used. And then I decided one day I'm going to start. What's all this subhoming? And I thought I'm going to get a kit. So I bought myself an E-Leaf 30 watt mod because obviously to power the subhome I needed about 30 watts. So I bought myself an E-Leaf 30 watt tiny little mod, and I bought myself the Kangatech Nano. And that was my first ever sub. And the liquid which I bought was totally wicked. Uh, it was orange, called Orange Candy, and it was like orange Tic Tacs, and that was the first. That's what got me into sub vaping. And I've sub vaped for years and years and years. And now occasionally I like a mouth to lung because I only mouth to lung in the house. If I sub in the house, I set the fire alarm off. I get in trouble. I set the fire alarm off, it wakes kids up, and it's not worth it. So in the house, I usually tend to use a mouth tool device. My Caliburn G died on me about 2 weeks ago. I was gutted because I use that a lot at home. Quite, you like using a mouth tool at home and the Caliburn. I think I'm going to have to get the A2 by UL because according to Mr. Grim, he said if you're going to get another UL mouth tool device and you've had the Caliburn G, he says you need to get the A2. So I'm going to go with Grim Green. Can't go on with what Mr. Grim Green says. Right, I'm going to go through chat quickly before I come off. Let's see what who else is in chat. Sigel 150 watt. I've not had a stock coil since the Falcon, apart from the PMP and the TP Pokemon. I didn't like them at all. Birdman agrees with him. Mouth Salung now with the OG Hatsu Mini on the. Oh, right. And some Manibush Spirit. What's all this Manibush? You keep going on about this Manibush liquid. I think I'm going to have to try some of this Manibush. Because if it's tobaccos, I wouldn't mind trying it. Because obviously, I got some tobacco from a small company in the Midlands, and they're Druid's Brew, they're called. And they sent me a few 10 ml flavours up to try, and they're all tobacco flavours, but they have a bit of a hint. And some of them have got like a tobacco and like a pudding combined, and them liquids they just stood out. And I don't mind a good tobacco liquid if it's good. You know, I'm not going to go down to local Esso station and buy some crappy e-liquid or some behind counter, you know, Edge or something like that, and say, "Have you got some tobacco flavour?" And it'd just be crap. So I could not. Hey, I tell you what, I ran out of high nicotine liquids just to go in my mouth to lung device, because all the others are short fills at 3 mg. And I went into Tesco, and I went to buy. I just said, "Can I have just 10 ml menthol?" £4.50. I thought, look, I'm not paying £4.50 for 10 mils of Edge tobacco menthol. It was odd right off, so I didn't buy it. If you like Drew's Brew, you'll like Manny Mush, right? I'm gonna have to get onto this Manny Mush, because I'm gonna have to try it. And there's also a liquid that Birdman keeps vaping, and Grim Green was on about it, saying, you know, he had a tiny little bit left, and he wanted to some more, but because of the laws and stuff, that he'd struggle to get it. I think I'm gonna have to try it. When I can remember the name. Best Siggy Liquids Tobacco, though. That's it. Franken Atticus, that's it. It was on the tip of my tongue, that bird, man. Can you buy this Franken Atticus liquid over here, or do you have to get it imported? Because I'm just going to have to try it, because, well, if Birdman's had it, it's got to be good. So I'm going to have to try this Franken Atticus liquid. Right, well, I am going to cut this live short. I've done quite well tonight. I've done 20 minutes. I do apologise for coming on late. Please tune in on Friday for Ohm's Law. It's always a laugh. It gets a bit rude sometimes, and Geordie can't always hold back his swearing, but she did really well on Friday, so I've got to give her a round of applause for that. The only thing Geordie said much really on that live was, "It boils my piss," and that was funny. That boils my piss. But yeah, he did. It was great, that live. I'm so happy that Geordie asked me to be a close on show, and I actually got to be on a live with Grim Green, and that is out of this world. Right, so stay tuned for Friday. Ohm's Law special, 10 p.m. And then also stay tuned for Simon's show on Saturday at 8 o'clock. I'm not sure who he's got on this week. I think Danny Vapes will be on there with him and Geordie. Steam Pugs, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so tune in for those shows, and keep your eye out on my YouTube to see if I put any reviews up this week. Right, so I'll just go through the chat, and then we'll say my goodbyes, and then we'll call it a night. We got Michael Bloomberg this week. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. That would be funny as hell. Right then, I'm going to call this end of the live now. I don't know when I'm going to do another one. I am quite busy, working full time, children, doing my reviews, stuff with bands, and the show on a Friday. So if I can do a live, I will still carry on doing it if I get people watching it. There's no point doing it really if no one's watching it. It'd be like before, me babbling on to myself for about 10 minutes, and I hadn't even started the live, and then I realised, I was like, oh shit. Right. Thanks for watching live. Thanks everyone in chat for commenting. Much appreciate it. Everyone who's tuned in to watch me tonight on this Sunday evening. And thanks, Birdman, for getting up early to watch it, because it must be, what, 6:15 or something over there in Australia. So, yeah, thanks for everybody who's watched it. All right, stay tuned, guys. Look after yourselves. Thanks for watching me. Take care.